Welcome into Fantasy AI. Moving on. Alright, welcome back to the computer room. Today we're going to be looking at no way but up. We're looking at the bottom 10 passing teams from last year. Yes, the bottom 10 passing teams. What? You're saying? Hey, why? One quarterback league, I'm not taking my quarterbacks from there. Well, we're going to be shopping on those teams, right? You will be taking receivers and running backs from those teams, and how is the quarterback position going to affect those teams? And even in one quarterback leagues, you might be taking Kyler Murray, who's from one of the bottom teams. Hey, if you're in the two quarterback league, listen up too, because you're going to be taking some of these guys. I find two quarterback teams funner than one quarterback teams because you got to get deeper, know more what's going on, right? All right, hey, good time of year. We're all 0-0. Got that empty roster ready to fill back up with some new players, unless you're in a dynasty league, but that's different. So let's move on. How about players taking the field from the Fantasy AI data center as the subscribers look on? Taking the field, getting ready, and let's get started here. Up first. So, like I said, we're looking at the bottom 10 passing teams, and this is who they are. Some bottom 10 passing teams from last year. What did they do to improve this year? Well, first of all, here, let's take a look. How many top 10 wide receivers came from these bottom 10 passing? Well, last year we had one, DJ Moore. Came in for the Bears, right? So you're going to be shopping for a top 10 receiver on the bottom 10? Well, if they were distributed normally, the top 10, you would have 3 in each tier, top passing tier, bottom passing tier, you get 10 in the middle. Well, they're not. 3.1, that's how many should be in this tier, but obviously you're not going to get good top 10 receivers in the bottom 10 passing teams. Well, let's change that to 20. How about the top 20 wide receivers? Well, you get in the bottom 10. So the bottom 10 teams in passing produces 2 top 10 wide receivers. And the 6 there is if they're evenly distributed, you should have 6 here, but you're not. So, but moral of the story is you don't go shopping for a top 20 wide receiver on the bottom 10 passing teams, right? All right, well, let's get started and go through them and see, hey, how are they overranking some of these guys on these bottom 10 passing teams? Up first is Las Vegas, Aiden O'Connor. Could be Minshew, but we put him in there because he's supposedly leading right now for that spot. So let's go over to the team view. You can see Aiden O'Connor here. Finished 29th last year. And it isn't all about him, though, right? I mean, like I said, if you're in a one quarterback team, you ain't taking him. But who you might be taking is Davante Adams. Now, he was the one of the two that did make it from these bottom 2 in the top 20. So, hey, they've got him ranked 19th for next year. So, they got a tough schedule, 24th for passing here. And can you believe they also produced Jacoby Myers here? Right? He had 22nd finish. So what's funny is you got the team that's 23rd in passing. So they were one of the better passing bad teams, if you could have it. And you can see that. So what are we expecting out of them next year? Well, probably the same. So is there going to be a struggle for Davante Adams here to make the top 20 again? They got him ranked 19th. So, hey, we'll see. They got a tough schedule there again. And what did they really do to improve their passing team? Well, we got Aiden O'Connell back. Now they did bring in Gardner Minshew to compete. He did some good with Indy. So those two are going to be competing, but still going to be one of the bottom passing teams, right? So maybe Davante Adams sneaks in again, and he'd be the good candidate to do it. But wait a minute. What about Zamir White? Is one of these really poor passing teams getting first downs, trying to keep the drive alive, going to be helping him? Probably not. They're struggling on offense. They're struggling to run the ball. And that's not a good equation. So let's move on. How about Denver? Comes in with a 24th passing team. Got Bo Nix lined up to be their quarterback next year. All right, so where are we lining up here on the wide receiver shopping? Well, we got Courtland Sutton. They got him ranked 40th. That seems right. You know, he finished 27th last year, but we got a rookie quarterback coming in with a, right? We got a rookie Bo Nix quarterback coming in. He's got the 30th passing schedule, and he's ranked 31st. So, you know, Courtland Sutton here, coming in 40th ranked. You might be saying, wait a minute, he finished 27th last year, and he's all they got on the team here. But, you know, you might as well just forget about Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin, right? Because, hey, are they going to support even one here, Courtland Sutton? I say no. So we don't want to be doing our shopping here. And how's that going to affect over here, right, on the running backs? You got Javonte Williams. They got an easy third schedule we like. Those, right? But are the team going to support the running back, right? If they're passing, trying to catch up or not scoring enough. But you got Jaleel McLaughlin here. I almost like him better. He's the better risk here. 43rd, you're not giving up much. Javonte Williams here. Just don't know with that 30th ranking. And third schedule. I mean, either one of them, that's going to be your long flyer, but you're obviously not looking for a receiver on this team. So moving on. How about, Russell Wilson now with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was the 25th team in passing. Well, they did something to improve it, right? They brought in Russell Wilson. So maybe that's going to do it right from the start, right? Well, you know, he's got the 26th schedule. They got him ranked 24th. He finished 14th. So, hey, you know what? My gosh, you're not ranking him very high. If I'm taking a long shot quarterback, I don't know. He might be one of them. But let's take a look over here at his receivers. We only got Pickens, you know, that's anywhere near a top ranking, top 60. So they got him ranked 21st. He finished 23rd. That's about right. You know, right outside that. You know, top 20 with this bad passing team. So now we just hope that Russell Wilson and Pickens and them can do enough to keep the running game alive. Look at that number one schedule. We like them both. 3-1. Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, looking for a bargain there. They're both below what they finished. Their rankings are higher than what they finished, so we're going to get a bargain on either one of them. But moving on, how about Kyler Murray in Arizona? Coming in here, the 26th passing team last year. They're getting progressively worse, right? Well, Kyler Murray is probably the only quarterback you're taking out of this group, right? Because of that running ability. You know, he missed a lot of that at the beginning of the season, but you can see that he came on there at the end, 16 points a game. That's not terrible, right? That's a pretty good fantasy average. How does he bolster that with that rushing? You know, what has he got there? 7 or 8 games. That's 30 yards at least to rushing and a touchdown, 3 touchdowns. So he gets that little bit of rushing bonus. That's what we like about him, and that's why he would be probably the only quarterback coming out of these bottom passing teams. But is it going to support? What we're worried about is going to support old Marvin Harrison over here, right? Arizona was if you look over here, they were the 26th passing team. See that? So is the 26th passing team going to give us a top 10 wide receiver? Well, we had one last year, was DJ Moore. So it could give us Harrison. You know, the rookie here, he got a fourth EV schedule. But, you know, you got to take that into consideration. Not just how good you might think that rookie is, but how that team going to be passing. And were they a passing team? What was striking on that is they're the 4th Arizona rushing team. One of the best rushing teams. Now, that's probably because Kyler's running a lot. All right? But, hey, you know, they focused on rushing even when they were losing. You saw the points? They were one of the worst defense, always trailing, and they were still running the ball. I don't know. But anyway, moving on. How about Bears' Caleb Williams? He comes on in that bottom 10. Well, he did get let's go right to the receiver here. that you did get a sixth place finish out of DJ Moore last year. All right, so some of those explosive games out of him. So you do get a few top 10 receivers out of these bad passing teams. But we're hoping, let's face it, the whole thing, they got Caleb Williams, the fourth easiest passing schedule. We're hoping that gets better. Well, they already got him ranked 15th. All right. So their rankings are expecting the Bears' passing team to be a little better. So, well, is they going to support? Look how they. But this is an interesting part here. They got the 27th passing team. Say that does move up a little bit, right? Well, how's that going to support all of these? Keenan Allen, they got him ranked 43rd now. They're moving him down. But Keenan Allen, Rome, the rookie, 45th. How's that 27th place? They better increase their passing. You know, they were that number 2 rush team, just like that. Other was coming from Justin Fields running. All right. So we'll see how that happens. But can they support all those receivers? What about New England? Drake May coming in. Well, they don't. We can just go right past here. So they got. He's ranked 32nd. They were the 28th team in passing. They've got no wide receivers ranked, and that's why, because they were a bad team in passing. And even your best here, Douglas, 4.3 average. You're not shopping here. So we're not shopping in New England either. So bad passing team. You're not getting a quarterback. You're not getting a wide receiver out of there. Wait a minute. What about Will Levis in Tennessee? Come in with a 29th passing team. Now, he was a rookie last year, so you hope things get a little bit better with him in his second year. Look at that. They already got him ranked up to the 22nd spot. Coming in as the 29th passing team last year. Now, they do have the second easiest schedule. Now, did you guys think he would run a little bit more than he did last year? 57 yards. Now, this is limited. We had 2, 4, 6, 8, about 8 games, 9. But 57 yards, no rushing. I'd seen highlights of him rushing in college and all that. 1 touchdown. We just didn't get anything. So if that picks up, that number 2 position schedule, all right, so if you're looking in 2 quarterback leagues, Will Levis might be a reach here and get him. But because why? Let's look at his wide receivers. Calvin Ridley came in ranks. He finished 17th. Got him 27th. Got an easy schedule here. But why they got him 27th, you might ask. You might be thinking, hey, I like Ridley. Well, it's because the passing team's not very good. How about Hopkins? Finished 20th last year. All right? So, easy schedule here. But it comes down to the passing. And look, they got Tyler Boyd snuck on their team now. So, they've got some talent here at wide receiver. Ridley, Hopkins, Boyd. Now, can that 29th passing offense support that? We got to start thinking that. When you're looking at those names, you're looking at deep. But the thing I take out of it is Will Levis. He's got supporting cast here on the receiving side. And if he does a little rushing and whatever, he could make some noise in that as this number 2 quarterback. All right, moving on. How about, here's the big one, Aaron Rodgers coming in. The Jets. Well, the Jets were, without him last year, were the 30th passing team. All right? 30th passing team. Aaron Rodgers comes in. Obviously, nothing last year, didn't score. They got him ranked 18th. So they got the 15th middle of the road schedule here, right? So the big question is, how does that support Garrett Wilson here with his middle of the road schedule? They've got him ranked 7th. Well, he did 35th last year, 7 points a game. So it's all coming down to the trust in Aaron Rodgers, isn't it? Because without Aaron Rodgers, he might do a little better than 35. What are you talking, 20? Top 20 maybe? With these bad passing teams. So it's all going to come down to this Aaron Rodgers. And, the running game, you got Breece Hall here. They got that bad schedule. But unless Aaron Rodgers is truly the miracle man coming in. I think Wilson might struggle here. Bad passing team. They better go with him. Mike Williams, I don't see as the threat. Can he stay healthy? Imagine if he did, that'd even pull more from Garrett Wilson, right? So you just don't know here. So that does. You got to enter into everything's got to enter in when you're making those fantasy decisions. How's the team doing on passing? Where are their rushing team? What's their percentages? How do they do? All right, and up next, the Giants. You can see here they 31st team in passing. We're just getting worse and worse here. How about Daniel Jones? 28th ranking, so they're not expecting anything on him. Pretty good schedule. But it comes back to here. Now is Malik Neighbors going to have a top 20 finish? Is what we'd like, right? Well, you had two out of these last 10 passing teams last year. So, they got him ranked 32nd, so they don't think he's going to make the top 20. Is he a potential sleeper? Yes. That's a pretty good schedule. What are we getting out of Wan'Dale Robinson? Finished 62nd. Hyatt, 102nd. They're not ranked. The only one they're ranking here is Neighbors. And are we expecting here? So, Daniel Jones, he, of course, didn't play the whole year. But early on, he was struggling. Look at that, 9.7. You can't say, oh, well, he got hurt and that's why he didn't do. Well, no, early on, he was struggling again. The only thing he was doing any good was that rushing. And he's got to make a dual threat because as a strict quarterback, he's not getting it done. He had 200 yards rushing in that little bitty thing. I'm sure that it was second week, got some good rushing, some touchdown. But how does a poor passing team affect the line? You can't be, I'm pumping a certain receiver up just because you like him or whatever. All right, up last team, 32nd, Bryce Young. Well documented. Kind of a disappointment last year. Well, they've got him ranked, look at this. He finished 23rd just by longevity. See, he played in all these games. All right, some of the other people on the quarterback finishing didn't play the whole year. But anyway, you see that he's got the 27th ranking. Easy schedule, right? So a lot of people might be thinking, hey, Deontay Johnson comes in, has an easy schedule here. They got him ranked 41st, so not a lot of people thinking it. Going to be shopping here. And you got Adam Thielen still here competing for time. So, if you're daydreaming and thinking, hey, Deontay Johnson can go down there and be number one. Bryce Young's going to be improved. They do have a better schedule, but he's a long shot. You can just see because, and you got the running game. How's that going to affect the running game being so the offense, right? Chuba Hubbard, Jonathan Brooks, if he's healthy and ready to go, was the passing team going to be supporting you, right? So we saw that. So, here, what did we finish up here? Well, you look at the bottom 10 passing. Well, they had in the rankings, they had 3 of them on there. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams makes the list again, and Marvin Harrison Jr. there. And it's funny they took off DJ Moore, the only one that was a top 10 receiver on one of these bottom 10. That's the only one I like here the most. Is DJ Moore. So, and maybe Harrison Jr. But the others, I'm just starting to worry about it being a poor passing team. All right, hey, if you're liking what you're seeing, please hit that like and subscribe button. All right, find that like button, find that subscribe button. Ooh, hold on, this is where I like to film my shorts. Warning, this is a wrap. Fantasy AI looking at the bottom 10 passing teams. Aiden O'Connell comes in with the 23rd team in passing. There to run it back again. And Bo Nix is brought in Denver to run their team passing from 24th last year. Russell Wilson and Pittsburgh Going to try to improve on that 25th passing from last year. Kyler Murray comes in for Arizona. Can he play all year? Get improve that 26th passing team. Hey, Caleb Williams comes into the Bears. They had the 27th team passing. A lot of mouths there to feed on that. How about Drake May coming in to help New England? Hey, they got the 28th last year. Will Levis, he has Hopkins and Ridley to keep happy there with that 29th team passing last year. Hope he can keep them all fit. How about Aaron Rodgers coming in with the Jets 30th? Got to keep Garrett Wilson happy. How about Daniel Jones and Neighbors? Keep him happy with the 31st team ranking. How about team passing 36 for Bryce Young? Only get better. No way but